Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've gone into full Chelsea mode because just after a 2-0 win, of which I've reviewed here on the channel, lots of controversy and drama in that game, but a very, very good 2-0 win over Fulham. Some good performances and, of course, loads of talking points, so do seek out my match review if you want to hear some more on that. But, of course, Liam Delap went off with a injury. He's done his hamstring. He'll be out for a matter of weeks, minimum 6 weeks. It could be like a couple of months more. And because of that, Chelsea have recalled Nico Jackson from Bayern Munich. He's been videoed walking around in Germany, sort of waving, shaking hands, smiling, saying hello. And apparently he's refusing to come back. We've also put a bid on for Fermin Lopez. But do Barca want to sell him? Well, only if he wants to come to Chelsea. But the bid is really low. Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. It's never ending here, so guys, if you want to support me, like and subscribe. If you choose to subscribe, hit the bell, man, because there's just so much content, so many uploads, and I want you to be notified as soon as possible. So, you know, keep it locked, man. Let's get into it. Right, so you would have seen, probably, Liam Delap's injured his hamstring in the 2-0 win at home over Fulham, but you thought maybe it'll be okay. There's a 2-week off period now of the international break. Maybe it's a little twinge and he'll return. Maresca informed everyone, no, it's a hamstring injury. He'll be out for a while. Chelsea, of course, just sent Liam Delap to Bayern Munich, and an exclusive came out from David Ornstein of The Athletic saying the following: Chelsea have informed Bayern Munich they will not be proceeding with the loan move for Nicolas Jackson and have asked him to return to London after Liam Delap's injury. Delap sustained a hamstring injury, of course, during the victory over Fulham, and head coach Maresca said at full time he expected the striker to be sidelined for up to 8 weeks, 2 months. A huge portion of the season, even with a international break among us. The Athletic report on Saturday, of course, they'd agreed a package. It's an €80 million package for Nicolas Jackson. Huge loan fee, option to buy, and indeed a sell-on clause like Chelsea are putting in all their deals at the moment, should he decide to, or should everyone decide he stays there. Jackson, he's 24 years old. He gave permission to travel. Saturday, he's arrived in Germany. You can see around social media him waving to people there for his medical. Delap, of course, withdrawn 14 minutes, and then Tyreek George had to buy up top, the young winger. And as much as I love Tyreek George, and I think probably it's good for him to go and play elsewhere, he's not a striker. So that leaves Chelsea with only João Pedro as Chelsea's only recognised striker, and João Pedro is an amazing attacker. Early doors shouts for signing of the season, signing of the summer. Looks incredible for Chelsea. Scored again. He's got 5 goals and 5 starts, no penalties, all kinds of different finishes, including headers. He's not just a finisher of chances. He's amazing at link-up play. Of course, he did a goal line clearance today. And actually, there's a strong argument that João Pedro, though he can play as a striker, he's better slightly withdrawn playing with a striker. But there's no strikers left, right? So of course, with Liam Delap being out, there's no one. So Chelsea have recalled Nicolas Jackson now. At Mia Sen Mia, Bayern in Germany's social media account has aggregated piece of news from a different journalist saying Chelsea have attempted to reverse their decision after Delap's injury and keep Nico Jackson, but the players' camp has refused. The striker is in Munich to undergo his medical before signing for Bayern Munich. I can, first of all, just on that, I can understand him getting there, being like, no, I've just got my head around signing for Bayern. This is a huge club. I was relegated to 3rd choice. This, what? No, man, I'm here. Like, deal with it. Go, sign someone else. Of course, he's got the loan, but his head may have even been projecting future, try and get Bayern to sign me, massive club, win loads of league titles, maybe Champions League contenders. His head may have already been in that headspace. And you got, look, as much as Jackson's been a frustrating character of late with the red cards, and, he's been profligate with chances over his 2 years at Chelsea. He's also been a very, very vital contributor, and Chelsea value him. So much so that they were like, yeah, we'll miss out on this potential huge financial package because we know Jackson can play for Maresca, and we don't have a striker. we're hearing, and there's all kinds of conflicting stuffs here. Gianluca Di Marzio, Italian journalist, writes, Chelsea FC asks Jackson, who landed in Munich for the medicals with Bayern, to return to London. The player would like to complete his transfer, but the Blues do not seem intent in signing the documents for the transfer after Delap's injury. Now, this is important. He can't refuse because Chelsea need to sign documents for it to get over the line. Huge important thing. So Chelsea will insist, and this is coming from the Guardian Sport now, so I'm going for a whole different host of different sources here. Chelsea will insist Nicholas Jackson returns despite his disappointment at their request. I feel bad for the guy because he's got there, like I said, he's just put his head in the move to Bayern Munich. He's probably really like emotionally prepared to do it, and the disappointment must be profound. He probably feels as well, what, you're going to call me back, play me for a few weeks, and then bench me for Liam Delap again, and I've missed out on my move to Bayern Munich. That's what he'll be thinking. And I get it, and that sucks. But we have to think about Chelsea here. And Chelsea need their centre-forward. We got no centre-forward. I do not want to overcook Joao Pedro. I'd love to see Joao Pedro playing behind Nico Jackson. You know, I've got no... If we... You know, Cole Palmer is going to be back after the international break, yeah? But let's say if we had to play a game next week and Palmer wasn't quite ready, I'd just literally play the same attacking lineup, but I'd play Jackson instead of Delap, and I'd love to see Jackson link up with Joao Pedro, because Jackson does have good one-touch football, and I think if you're not relying on him to finish all the chances, and he can interchange with Joao Pedro, I think it would be very useful indeed. So the Guardian are saying he is disappointed, but I think at time of recording, and again, make sure you are locked in, guys. Make sure you hit the bell when you subscribe here, because stories are developing really fast, and I try and upload as quickly as possible to bring you the news. It seems like he will be forced to return. Now let's talk about Fermin Lopez. So, after the game, after the 2-0 win against Fulham, Chelsea tabled a bid for Fermin Lopez, Barcelona attacking midfielder who, of course, I've been reporting on these, reacting to, making content on these last couple of days. Enzo Maresca really likes Fermin Lopez. You know, there's been speculated that's part of the reason why we kind of withdrew from Xavi Simons. Although we knew Xavi Simons wanted to come to Chelsea, we knew Leipzig were prepared to sell him to Chelsea, though maybe Chelsea wanted to pay a little bit less than Tottenham paid in terms of what they thought he was worth. And the fact that Chelsea have tabled a bid worth only £35 million for Fermin Lopez kind of would say they're not prepared to pay silly money. Now, Fermin Lopez, I believe, is the La Masia Academy graduate from Barcelona, so he represents a pure profit asset for Barca, and Barcelona are broke-alona. They have had financial issues for a long time, so this money for a player who, for them, isn't a starter, might be really alluring. Now, the situation with Fermin at the moment is Barcelona say they don't want to sell him unless he wants to go. That's the story, and this is coming from Fabrizio Romano as well. So he's saying Chelsea are waiting for this is from Sky Sports actually. Chelsea are waiting for a response after submitting the £35 million offer for Fermin Lopez. Chelsea would make an offer if they were encouraged. They would not have made an offer if encouragement wasn't possible, like if they didn't think there was a chance. Barca had no plans and / have no plans on selling Fermin Lopez this summer. The only way, and this is coming from Fabrizio Romano, the only way Fermin exit would be in case he decides to leave. The future is in Fermin's Lopez's hands now. Now, this is very interesting because you might think, oh, well, you know, he's probably just been contacted. He's a Barca player, wants to play at Barca. They don't want to sell him. Why are we making bids? Why are we wasting our time? Chelsea will not be wasting their time here. They will think there is a reason to be encouraged. We've heard of multiple phone calls from Enzo Maresca, who of course is a fluent Spanish speaker from his time playing in Spain as a footballer. He speaks fluent Spanish. We've heard him, you know, in the Club World Cup pre-match press conferences. Loads of Spanish questions. He responds in Spanish. Of course, he will speak to Spanish. He'll speak to Moises Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez. He'll speak to them in Spanish. He'll probably even try and speak to the Portuguese. He probably tries to sort of speak to Stevao in a broken Spanish Portuguese, half lingo thing. But yeah, so he is courting Fermin. Fermin won't be sitting there like, what? Why are Chelsea asking you about me? I'm happy at Barca. There will be encouragement there. There will be conversations. There would have been contact. So it is in the players' camp at the moment, and Chelsea have tabled a really, what I can only describe as small entry-level bid at £35 million. It's 40 million euros, which is about 34 million quid, and that's a total package. So that is very, very low. So that is low balling late on in the transfer window, trying to get a deal over the line. I think if he does decide to leave Barcelona and join Chelsea, if he decides, okay, this is worth it, this is worthwhile, Chelsea will obviously begin real rapid and intense dialogue with Barcelona for a transfer fee, and of course I think we'll have to almost certainly pay more than that. There will be there'll be a bigger base fee, there'll be bigger add-ons, there may even be a sell-on clause for Fermin Lopez. Chelsea moving mad. I like it. I do like it. We've been playing, even though he's a right-footed attacking midfielder who can play on the left. I'd like to see Pedro Neto play as a right winger a little bit more. That's his native best position. And generally, Pedro Neto has been in good form for Chelsea offensively, but just as importantly, defensively as a winger. Of course, that leaves Garnacho and Jamie Gittins on the left, which is good two rotational options. But to have someone else who can play a hybrid role, that if Cucurella decides to go up and hold width, like Malo Gusto did today for Chelsea against Fulham, Maresca changes all the time. Sometimes one of them tucks in and makes it back free, and the other one goes forward. Like, for example, today against Fulham, Cucurella tucks in, Gusto goes forward. But we have seen it the other way around, especially when Reece James plays at right back. He tucks in, makes the back free, Cucurella advances forward, holds the width, which means the de facto, inverted commas, left winger is more of an inside forward, and the perfect profile of player, lots of alliteration there, is a Xavi Simons, now at Tottenham, or a Fermin Lopez. Woo! It's going to be an exciting, scintillating crescendo to the transfer window. Keep it locked, guys. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell if you subscribe, and I will see you back here soon, mate. Peace.